Right, guys. Well, now I've just woken up after watching that. I thought I'd do a video. It's probably going to be very much carbon copy of the last one because Jesus, what have I just watched? Whew. Right. I'm all looking forward to watching the under 21 final in a minute. Is it Portugal versus Germany? I've got the team sheet up just there on the right hand side. Well, that side, this side, yeah, this side. So my right to you, but that's my right. Anyway, ignore me. Sam Johnson in the net. Sam Johnson did fine. Unbelievable save. One of the best saves you'll probably ever see. He was fine. I'm not bothered about any of the goalkeepers, to be honest. They're all quite decent. Godfrey did all right. Did a good, decent job to say he's a centre back, and he played right back. Luke Shaw did fine. Phillips, all right. Mings, a bit suspect to me. Got beat a few times on the halfway line, but again, everyone knows my thoughts on him. He's just nowhere near this level. Nowhere near. Ben White, I thought was very good. It just looks calm, assured, technically good. Just everything you need, really. Strong. When he's got the ball, he's decisive. He goes past people. He runs into the midfield and makes one of their midfielders come out to press him, etc. It opens spaces, opens gaps. Sancho was okay. Sancho doesn't always play well with England, and I think it's because the system just does not suit him. It's almost like when he's playing with Dortmund, he seems to have players that take other players away. So he's sort of got space. It's very hard for a winger to play with zero space and zero movement. Now he's got Ben Godfrey behind him today. And Ben Godfrey's decent, but he's naturally not a fullback. So it's naturally going to impact on his performance. I watch him with Dortmund quite a lot, to be honest, because I like Dortmund as a team. I like Haaland. I like a lot of their players. Bellingham, Sancho. I like to watch them because I know, I've watched the Premier League to death, right? I know all the players. I know what they're good at. I know what they're not good at. But I like to watch other leagues and see when there's English players there, especially. And I just like to watch them anyway. But Sancho is brilliant almost every single game he plays for Dortmund. And there's a massive there's a thing online I'm seeing sneaking up on him that he's not very good, rather than he is good, but Southgate isn't getting the best out of him, right? Because even look at the list of all those players, and in fact, if you want to mention any English player living right now outside a cap, is there any that are really good for England? I'm talking not just against Romania or Austria or anyone you want in qualifiers. I'm talking a big game, i.e. a semi-final in the World Cup, or playing against any big team in a meaningful game. Is there any English player in this squad, or that's not been picked, or that's a bit too old now, maybe? Any of them that's changed the game for us? I can't I can't think of one. Anyone that's grabbed it by the scruff of the neck. Even your Kanes and your Sterlings, they don't really change games in England's favour. None of them are at the optimal. So we all know these players individually that I've just mentioned: Sterling, Harry Kane, Rashford, etc. We all know they're good players, right? We've seen them be good. Rashford's a bit inconsistent, and as is Sterling, but we've seen them be brilliant players. But we rarely see them be brilliant in an England shirt. Now, when are people going to start realising that it's the manager's fault for not putting them in the right areas? I'm not suggesting if we got if we made chances, or if someone did something individually get sent off, that's not the manager's fault, right? That's nothing to do with the manager. But if consistently, the same players are playing in the same positions, in the same systems, and they're looking subpar, when do we look at the manager? What stage? It just doesn't work. It doesn't change anything. It's people Harry Kane is sort of he's world class. He's one of the best players in the world for me. He really is. He's in the top 20 players in the world for me, probably. Literally, I would say so. He's that good, in my opinion. Right? And I'm an Arsenal guy. There's the, So I'm not saying it lightly. And he just consistently. I know he's not played today, by the way, but I'm talking about the Austria game as well. And he just doesn't look anything like in the World Cup. He scored from set pieces and penalties, but we don't give him chances. We don't give anyone chances. It's like all our chances come from, like today, penalties or an absolute moment of brilliance or a set piece like it was in the World Cup with Maguire or someone like that. We've got no attacking. Like, where are our goals going to come from in this tournament? Where are they coming from? Kane maybe, but again, there'll be penalties or set pieces from a centre back. Look at the players we've got. We should be just running through teams. We literally should be running through teams. Now we've got Grealish, right? He's a shining light, and he's been the best player of those two games easily, and he's probably the best player in the whole squad, right? He probably is. He's that good. Like if he left Aston Villa, I'm not saying he should, but if he did, and he could play for anyone. Like you named, like in your opinion, who the best team in the world is, he could play for that team and look good, and look probably better because he's surrounded by better players. Like he needs to play every single minute. Every single minute. Foden needs to play every single minute. Ridiculous. If those two guys don't, it's robbery. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to turn the lineup off. It's just all that's underneath is a Romania badge because some people know who we just played, even though it's going to be the title. But we didn't really do anything today. Again, we've not created any meaningful chances. We've hit the bar twice, but they've been like one was a long range effort, or there was a half chance. The best chance of the game has come from them, and Sam Johnstone saved us. The second best chance of the game, I mean, obviously the penalties because they're like a one-on-one basically, but like from open play, which is what I'm talking about, because I know we can win penalties. I know we can score from set pieces. We're fine at that, no problem. But in tight games where you need that interplay, that little 1-2s, etc., and just clever passing, even not just clever passing, clever runs so people can play the clever passes. We just don't do it. We don't do it. We've got no mobility, no idea, no. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is because, well, I know what it is. It's the manager. Because look at the players, like I keep saying. Individually, they're great. They are. I mean, today, maybe not great. We're talking like Calvert-Lewin. He's not great. He's all right. Ward-Prowse, he's all right. But again, Grealish, Sancho, they need runners. They need runners like they get for club football. They need it. They don't get it. It's as simple as that. And I'm just sick to death of winning games by one goal, and it's a penalty or a ridiculous goal from someone, and people just glossing over the fact that we have an incompetent manager who is going to ruin this generation of footballers. They're all going to look back and be like, damn, we didn't win anything. And it's been happening for 20 years, longer, 50. We've always got really good players, but we never appoint good managers. I had this conversation with my dad the other day. Where was I? I was at a family member's house, and I was with my dad. And I was saying to him, Dad, when was the last good English manager, like anywhere? Like I'm talking like Mourinho, Guardiola, Alex Ferguson, those guys level, right? You know, the top level. Like, when's the last time we had a manager like that? And he looked at me and he was like, I don't know. And then he went, and then obviously in his mind he must have thought when we won the World Cup. So he said, what's his name? What's his name? On the World Cup. Alf Ramsey, Sir Alf Ramsey, of course it is. Jesus, that's embarrassing. I should. Well, so he obviously in his mind he's gone, who wins the World Cup? So Sir Alf Ramsey, right? And he's probably right. And then he thought, Clough, right? Forest manager, won two Champions Leagues with Forest. And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, you're probably right. But they weren't going to. He said they weren't going to employ Clough because he was too outspoken. Now, how bad is that? How bad is that? Just because he's outspoken and he's the best manager, they won't give him the job. Like, what does that tell you about? And then since then, there's been who's the best English manager right now? In my opinion, he's either it's probably Graham Potter. In my opinion, like the output he gets from that Brighton team for how good they are and their ceiling in terms of ability is ridiculous. like as soon as he gets a bigger job, he's going to be just really good. He is. It might take him a while to start with because he's not used to those good players. But once he gets there and you give him time, Graham Potter is going to be a brilliant manager, and that's what I'd love to see in charge. And we keep winning by the odd goal. What we're going to do in the Euros, we're going to get through the group, right? We're probably not going to lose a game. Everyone's going to be like, oh, we've not lost a game. This is brilliant. What a team. We're going to come up against someone decent. We're going to lose. Maybe not like by a lot, but we might lose, and it'll be a narrow defeat. But we'll get battered probably. But it'll be a narrow defeat, like 1-0, 2-1, something like that. And everyone will be like, oh, well, it's fair enough. We went out to so-and-so. We went out to Portugal, 2-1. That's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not. We need to start beating good teams in international football. Right, when I say that, in meaningful games, not friendlies, in international tournaments. World Cup, Euros. And we don't do it. We never do it. We had. I mean, look at the team from the 2000s when we had Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes. Like, how perfect can that midfield be? You've got a guy there, Paul Scholes, who can hit anything with a ball up from his feet within 50 yards, literally laser passing, right? Who could just sit behind Lampard, who just gets into the box and has a knack of scoring goals, and Gerrard, who's literally just box to box. It's like literally a perfect midfield. And throughout their whole career, we managed to employ managers, right, that would only play 4-4-2 and would put one of them on the left wing. That's how incompetent the FA are. And we're doing it again. Gareth Southgate, he's only really managed Middlesbrough, and he got sacked. He got given a decent amount of money as well at Middlesbrough, and he got sacked. Got relegated. And he's in charge of the national team. I know all these videos seem to be just moaning about certain individuals, but it's so true. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The fact people can't see it, it just boggles. It confuses the life out of me. Again, we've scraped against it. Romania didn't even have the best team out, by the way. They were resting a lot of players. How bad is that? And I know we've not got our best team out, but those players, the Premier League players, all of them are Premier League players, apart from obviously the Dortmund guys. But even that's top level competition. Obviously, you can look at Sam Johnston; he's just gone down, whatever. But he is a Premier League level goalkeeper, and we're just scraping, and we look so. It's not even the result; it's the all that we look so stale, so boring. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Oh, I can't. I wanted the Romania to score at the end then, for people to sit up and be like, right, this is not right. This is not good. This is not fine. I don't know what else to say. I keep saying the same things, I know. But unfortunately, when the Euros come about and we play the first Euro game, I'm not going to talk about our failings behind the scenes. I'm going to talk about just the game, right? These two videos against Austria and Romania are more about our failings, right? As a nation, as whatever you want to call it. But the games in the Euros, I will literally just analyse the games because these don't mean anything. Which you would think that the players, if they don't mean anything, they'd have less pressure on their shoulders and go out and show him what they've got, right? But it's literally at the point now where I see these players individually do really well at club level, come to international level, and they're awful. And I just think the only different variable there is the manager. It's the only different variable. Like today we look like a championship team. Literally like a championship team. The only person that didn't, for me, is Jack Grealish. That's it. It's the only person that didn't. Ben White was quite good, but just quite good. It's not what we need to win a tournament, right? We need to stop with this averageness. There's a thing creeping in England, not just England national team, but the Premier League, and it's averageness, and it's creeping everywhere. It's crept into Arsenal, the team I like, I support. It's crept into Manchester United. Manchester United and Arsenal fans now are just accepting mediocre level players when they used to have Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane. I mean, we can go on and on about Man United and Arsenal players. It's creeping in, this averageness, that they're just fine with this base level player, that anyone can do this job. No, it's not right. I need to start expecting the best of the best again. Because we're just going to go out again against a good team straight away. We're going to whimper out. And then he'll not get sacked either. He won't get sacked. If we get knocked out in the group stage, I doubt he'll even get the sack, which is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I genuinely believe it as well. I don't think he would. It scares the life out of me. Because I want to sit here, right? I want to sit here and watch England and be passionate and be kicking every ball and heading everything and like I used to be. You know, like I used to watch it when we used to play with Beckham and Scholes, Gerrard, the guys I just mentioned, Ferdinand, Ashley Cole, etc. And I used to be so passionate. I used to care so much. I'd be like, oh, we've lost. I'd be gutted. But I'm not now. I don't care. It's so bad. I wish I did. I hate it. I hate not caring. It's horrendous. I've waffled on for too long again. I'm sorry. It's just rant. This I might as well be called Lewis Rants at this point. I'm gonna call it there, guys, because honestly, I could go on for about another half an hour, and I'd just be saying the same things in different orders. So I'm gonna call it there. Oh dear. Don't know when the next video's out, guys. It won't be long. It'll be like 2 or 3 days. I'm trying to get a video out at least every 3 days, at least. Which like sort of makes it 2 or 3 a week, which is before the FM stuff comes back in, which it will do very soon. So till then, guys, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you when I see you.